welcome
to
Sort of the Story. I'm Janey.
And I'm Max.
And this is the podcast where we tell each other stories like fairy tales and folk tales and sometimes mythology.
And also,
you are here. Oh my god, we're so happy to see you.
Hi, guys.
Oh my gosh. How has your 2 weeks been?
We missed you.
Yeah. Has it been uneventful? Fingers crossed.
Has
nothing happened? Great. Proud of that.
Every time we record an episode, I think like into the future when this comes out, and I wonder like what is going to be happening in the world at the time that this comes out. Yeah. And I have this very severe paranoia that we're going to tell stories. Like, you know how...
that don't hold up in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how like the Super Mario movie predicted 9/11? I feel like we're going to accidentally do that.
I mean, listen, we run the risk every time we talk and record it that something's not going to be taken right. Mm-hmm. Today, I posted a thing on our stories, and I said, it was like a thing that said, best friended so hard that everyone in my life who's never met her knows her name. And I just posted that to our stories, and I said, Janey's master plan for starting the podcast. Because now I never have to explain who you are again.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's great. That's hilarious. But as I was writing it, I changed master plan to grand plan, and then I changed it back, and then I like narrowed my eyes and screamed out to Max, is master plan offensive? Because something about it doesn't sit right.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a normal way of speaking. We decided yes, but if somebody wants to gently correct us, then I'll take it out of my vernacular. Just doesn't sound right.
I still always explain every one of your epithets to every person who I meet. I'm like, yeah, so I was hanging out with Janey, who's my roommate, who's also my best friend, who's my like podcast co-host, and we've known each other forever. Janey, you know Janey, my best friend.
I sometimes say I hang out with my life partner, Max, and that isn't okay to do.
It's not okay to do. It's true.
If you didn't know us, that would be queer baiting. If you do know us, you know that we're in love. It's fine.
I don't know that it is queer baiting because it's just true. We're not being like, ooh, partners. And we fuck each other. We're like, no, that's my partner. That's literally my partner.
Yeah, we're literally partners. We make money together, guys.
Yeah.
What are you going to call it? Roommates?
Girlfriends?
What? Girlfriends?
Do you think?
What do you think?
What do you guys think?
Happy August.
Anyway. Pride Month.
Every month is Pride Month if you're not Target. Okay, so Max.
Janey.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good too.
Yeah.
School's starting
for you tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, it started last week, but this week I get to see the kids. And I'm so excited. I wasn't excited last week, and now I'm getting fucking pumped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I love teaching.
This show isn't for kids.
The show is not for kids, though. So if you are one of my students, get out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Why are you here? You're so little. Who showed you what a podcast was? Just kidding. It's me. I showed them what a podcast was because I play podcasts for my students.
But not our podcast.
No, I play them like Serial and My Favorite Murder. So, which is fine, right? Guys, welcome to the podcast. If you're like, hey, they sound so fun, I want to be girlfriends too, you can. You're invited to be girlfriends with us, but you have to pay us money. Max, how can they pay us money to be our girlfriends?
Yeah, we're actually adding this as an official part of our Patreon. If you join us at any tier, you're our girlfriends.
Should I add a $1 tier that's just girlfriends, but you get no extra content?
You just get to say that you're our girlfriends.
Yeah.
You are our multiple girlfriends.
Or maybe it's a $4 tier. So it's like you can be at the Discord level for $3. Mm-hmm. Ooh, I'm doing it now. You could be at the Discord level for $3, or for $4, you could be in the Discord and be our girlfriend. I might do it. Okay, guys, by the time you listen to this, you have the opportunity to be our girlfriend. You know who's going to be the number one person to sign up for that tier? Caston.
Immediately.
Heard it here first.
And I feel like Jeff Jill will also be in there early.
Yeah, I would like to gift girlfriend subscriptions, but I don't think they let you do that.
Well, so that's something that you can get on the Patreon. Some other stuff. At the $3 tier, you get access to the Discord, which is where we hang out with all of our gang, our gang of cool guys who listen to the podcast.
We got this gang of cool guys.
And they all pay us $3.
Much like the Sharks and the Jets.
Yes.
Who also paid $3 to their girlfriends.
But we just hang out with everyone. People share pictures of their pets. They share life updates. We do memes. We do Just whatever. It's a really fun little community. So that's $3 a month, or for $7 a month, you can get access to the Discord and also get access to a full-length bonus episode every month. It's just a regular episode of the podcast, but it's secret. It's only for Patreon subscribers. So.
They're really good too. And we do like a Q&A. Mm-hmm. Our last Q&A did not go how it should have gone.
I heard you editing it, and one of the questions was, what's your favorite bean?
What's your favorite bean? Also, like, okay, here's what actually happened. Usually we're like, hey, we forgot to post this. We're in the middle of recording. Send us your questions, and we'll answer them probably in the next 30 minutes. Good luck. And so, like, we get a bunch of, like, kind of...
like, last second, like, oh, suddenly...
I have this question. This time, they had, like, a whole day to prepare, and oh boy, that was too much time to give them. The questions got weird.
Yeah.
And honestly, I love it. The weirder their questions, the better, but just know that I almost cried. Somebody asked us about skid marks, and I was like, no! Why?
So if you have been a longtime listener and you haven't joined the Discord or anything yet, please do, because I think we need new friends.
We might need to, like... You know when you take a fork and you fluff the rice?
Yeah,
we need to fluff the rice. That is our
fresh
Discord.
blood in the Discord. It's getting too weird.
Help us. Also,
come and save us from our dear friends.
We love them so much. Can you do something about this, though? Fresh blood. If you're weirder than them, we cordially invite you to come in and ask a question.
Yes.
That's hilarious. It was fun. I do have to say it was fun, but it was also
We had a great time. We always have a great time.
Odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's the Patreon. Good job.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, also, if you're like, I don't have $3, but I still want to do something so nice for them, you can. By leaving us a 5-star review.
$3.
We want
you
it.
Scrub.
I don't need your money. I do need your review. So go on to Apple Podcasts, leave a review. Do you want to know the travesty about our Apple Podcast reviews? We haven't had a single written review since January of this year. It's August, guys. Where the hell are you?
I think they've all already left reviews.
I know. We need new listeners.
Oh, no.
We gotta fluff the rice. Wow, this sounds like I'm complaining about you guys. And I am. Step it up.
Make your friends listen. Make your moms listen.
Make your moms listen. Hey, moms love me, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
That is true. Max's mom and dad sent me $200 for my classroom.
Yeah.
And I told them I'm going to buy the weirdest thing that I can with this so that when the kids have extra fun, it'll be because of you. And I bought a Mona Lisa costume that's a big frame that has a hole cut out where I put my face. And I'm going to wear it for school picture day. And I'm going to send it to your parents.
They will love that.
I know they will. What if I put that as an extra incentive too? Leave a good review and I'll send you my school picture of me in my Mona Lisa frame.
I really think we should start doing postcards or something. Like,
of me in my Mona Lisa frame?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll be there with a little beret on.
Oh my God.
Max! Dressed as Da Vinci.
Yes.
Wearing a beret for some reason. Painting on your face.
Yes, excellent.
Perfect.
Scrub across the forehead. Okay, well, great. So that's an extra tier if you want to join it. That's part of the girlfriends tier. Oh,
Be our girlfriend so we can send you postcards from summer camp.
Honestly, I think that should be in the Girl Scout. That should be in the girlfriends tier. Okay, now we're just brainstorming. In the girlfriends tier, that should be the postcard tier. And you can also buy one extra for like $1 if you're in the upper tiers.
Yeah. But also, if you guys ever have anything that you want from the Patreon that we're not offering, please tell us. We're making this up as we go along, and we'll do literally anything for you.
We're literally just girls, and this is our first time on Earth.
Yeah.
So, and our first time on Patreon.
Yeah, so, give your girlfriends a hand. Tell us what you want from us.
Yeah.
We're not mind readers.
Can I tell you something before I start my story? Because I'm going first this week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so on Instagram, I'm starting to post a lot about my classroom because I'm back in the classroom and that's the content that I'm making right now. And I posted a picture of like my doors, which is a lot of paper cut doors and all this stuff. And somebody very kindly was like, wow, you're the queen of scissor. And I started typing scissor queen. And then I like just sadly erased it because I remembered that this is about my elementary school.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride, girlfriend. Anyway, I'm the scissor queen. I want to be able to do what I want. And that's the whole thing. Okay, Max.
Janey,
I'm going to tell you a story.
I'm excited for you to tell me a story.
Yay! For everyone else, we're going to have a very quick break. Like, so quick. Like, 1 to 2 seconds. So don't get scared. It's going to be quiet. No, Max, no! Goodbye! Have you ever heard the song?
Have you ever had a dream
That
you wish that you have you ever had a dream that you want
That's
that
my
you wish-
whole fucking life, Max. That's
that you want
10 months
you
out of
wish
my
that you
year.
want him to do so bad that you could do anything?
So, have you ever heard the song? We used to sing it with the boys when they were very little.
Uh-huh.
I think it's what they sing to them in like preschool. And it's my mommy comes back. She always comes back.
No.
She always comes back to get me.
No.
My mommy comes back. She always comes back. She never will forget me. And they would sing it to them at like preschool and daycare when they would get upset.
Oh my God. No, we didn't have that.
I used to sing that to Summer when I would go to work.
That might be why he has so much anxiety.
And that's also what I'm setting them up for. Anyway, that's the new break sound. It's that sad song with Max going, no!
I don't like the idea that we're their mommies. I don't like that.
Scissor Queen! Okay.
Pride Month.
Happy girlfriends! It's August! All right, so Max, today I'm going to be bringing you a story from The Bronze Cauldron.
Ooh.
Myths and Legends of the World retold by Geraldine McCarrion.
McCaughrean, maybe?
That makes so much more sense. McCaughrean. Illustrated by B. Wiley. B. Willie.
I will not.
It is B. Willie. I didn't see the second L until just now.
Also, I think we already shouted this out, but one of our Discord members, B, had her baby.
Oh my
And we're
God,
so
baby B! Baby B, welcome to the world. Your mommy comes back. She always comes back.
No.
She never will forget you. All right. So I got this book at Common Books, which is in Alexandria, Virginia, which I talked about last week. I got a couple of books there, and I do like it. It's very beautifully illustrated. Like, B. Willie is fantastic. B. Willikers. Like, these are just like an example of their illustrations.
Honey.
Yes, I know. Sweetie pie. All right.
Honey.
I had a honey bookmark.
It says honey on it, and it fell out of the book.
So this is an example of one of their illustrations.
Oh, I love it. It's very your aunt who might be a lesbian who's an art teacher in the 90s.
My aunt?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's, that very specific aesthetic.
Yeah, it's like watercolor and almost like folk art with lots of movement. Yeah, it's very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'll post them. I'm going to post pictures of all the illustrations, of course, but that was just an example. It's a beautiful book. I'll talk about it later. But for now, the story I'm going to tell you today is called Ragged Emperor.
Oh.
It's a Chinese myth.
Well.
Okay, I'm just going to start it out.
It sounds like a Christian hardcore band.
Ragged Emperor. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Jesus loves you. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Unless you're... Never mind.
No.
So many rude things popped into my head. I was raised Catholic. The first line of the story is, if all children took after their parents, Yu Xin would have been a wicked, feckless boy.
Feckless.
Having feckless in the first line of this children's story is metal as hell.
Yeah, that's pretty metal.
Yeah.
Also, Yu Xin, I know it's just because we just saw a mermaid drawing, but it reminds me of like Ocean and the,
Yeah.
the mermaid stories and everything.
It does, yeah. It's Chinese, so the Xin, of course, is like S-H-I-N. Mm-hmm. But, yeah. Yu Xin's father was cruel, and he was abusive, and, quote, he thought with his fists, except when he was plotting some new torment for his son, end quote.
Jesus.
Yeah, so, like, not a nice guy. His mother, there's not much said about her, but basically they describe her as being, like, lazy. She makes her son do all of the chores by himself, and I'm guessing that this is kind of implying that usually the mom would help with the chores, but he does literally everything. He fetched water, he fed the animals, cleaned the stables, weeded the garden, and he basically just worked himself to the bone all day, every day. And because he was a very well-mannered boy who practiced filial piety, which if you don't know, it's very Chinese, it just means obeying and respecting your parents. Being pious to your parents.
Filial piety also sounds like it would be a crustcore gay punk band.
Obey the commandments. Don't kill your parents.
Nope.
I think I did it. So he was very well-mannered. He was very pious. And so he did everything that his parents told him to do without complaining. He treated his parents like they were very good to him. He thanked them every time they smacked him across the face. Please, ma'am, may I have another? And he treated the work like it was his favorite thing to do, which honestly would piss me off more.
Yeah.
Inside, though, I'm not like siding with them. I'm just saying that is annoying.
It's also worth noting that both of us do that. Both of us notoriously are like that.
Yeah, but the reason why we are like that is because we're like, I'm not giving you the satisfaction.
I mean...
And because I do that, I assume everyone else is also doing that, which makes me annoyed with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so... he's pretending like everything's fine. He's a very good kid, very sweet. But inside, of course, he's suffering. Quote, he was sometimes crushed with weariness and misery at the thought of being so unloved. End quote.
Aww.
Yeah. I also read another story from this book, which was about a little boy who was living with a witch and she kicked him 7 times a day. And like, that made me really sad. And I was like, I don't want to like tell a story about this little boy who's just getting kicked all the time. Like, what's the point of this story? Just kicking boys. And so I moved to this story and I was like, more boy kicking? Like, is this the theme?
They should have called this book Kickin Boys.
Kicking Boys. I want to know. I wrote, why can't boys in stories have a nice time? Bring back Klaus the Cheese Boy.
He did not have a nice time, Janey.
Yeah, but that was because...
I feel like you forget the actual moral of that story, and you only remember that he was a little cheese boy.
First of all, that's the only thing you need to remember. But also, he wasn't having a bad time because other people were doing bad things to him. He had a bad time because he loved cheese too much.
And all of the fairies were like, oh, you like cheese so much?
Yeah.
And then they crushed him to death with cheese.
No.
Again, I feel like you're forgetting that part.
No, you know why? Sorry. Listen to the test and we're going to talk about how Max finds out you like something and then never stops giving you that thing. I now view that as nice. Oh, you like cheese? How about 100 cheese? Anyway, he never got kicked once, and that's what I like about this story. Yushin, he didn't like chores as much as he pretended. He liked to read and study. That was his idea of a good time.
Nerd.
He's like, no, I don't want any marijuana. I get high off books.
And filial piety.
Nerd. Whenever he had a free moment, he would run to the schoolmaster's house and sit at his feet and absorb everything the man had to tell him. His teacher would often say, quote, always remember, Yushin, not all men are like your father. Whenever things look black, have courage and pray. Life will not always be this hard. End quote.
Aww.
I really like the life that will not always be this hard. I just think that's like a simple thing that so many people, that's like a mantra that so many people need to hear of like, it's not always going to be like this.
Yeah.
And it's hard to see when you're young.
It's just, the modern version is just, it gets better.
It gets better.
Which is a big thing that is sort of used in the LGBTQIA plus community as like, if you're like growing up and having a really hard time with your identity, don't worry because it does get better. So
it's hard to see when you're young. It really is. And I work with little kids and I'm like, Jesus, it seems like forever is ahead of you because your childhood is endless, but it does get better, or at least you can make it better. Okay, so of course, things got worse for him before they got better. As Yushin got older, his father started to realize that he was becoming smarter than him, and that started to make him feel a little afraid. Eventually, his son grew into a tall, strong, and handsome young man. I don't know why the last descriptor was needed, but he's not only tall and strong, he's also hot. And his father stopped kicking him and bullying him because
too hot.
He's like, I can't kick that beautiful face. Because Yushin was now big enough to hit back, which is the like common story of like boys who are abused.
Yep.
Is their fathers are like, oh fuck.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, he's not always gonna be little and kickable. Crazy. When he was too big to push around like that, his father decided it was time to get rid of him. I've done my job. I've kicked that boy. That's actually how I view relationships. So who knows?
I've kicked that boy.
I've done that job. I've kicked that boy. Let's move on. It's the only boy kicking I like is if I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Then it's funny. So one day, he called Yushin in and he told him it was time for him to go out and make his own way in the world. And because he was such a generous man who's always been so nice to him, he was going to give him the black field to live on. Ooh, what a gift! And he said to his son, "What do you say to that?" So, in truth, Max, this is going to surprise you. Okay.
Sure.
The black field wasn't nice. It
No.
was completely barren and nothing grew on it. It was miles and miles away. It was in the shadow of the mountains, and it was covered in stumps and rocks and weeds. And his father had won it in a game of mahjong, which was like something he would have been really excited about, and he should be. Mahjong is fun. But when he saw it, he came back and told his wife, "It's nothing but wilderness. I was robbed."
Lots of stumps, rocks, in the shade of a mountain. That's a mushroom farm, babe. Like, you're just not doing it right.
Yushin, you need to consult with Max before you do anything with that thing.
Toss some lion's mane, some oyster in there.
Oh, man.
You got it going right now.
Chinese medicine is filled with mushrooms.
Yeah, that's just a mushroom
You're going to make
farm.
so much money.
Yeah, rotting stumps.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, fantastic.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right, well, good.
Solved it. You're
business
welcome.
plan.
Next story.
So, the boy kicker. That's the next story.
From the book Kickin Boys.
So Yushin, he knew all of this, right? He was like, "Oh, fuck, my dad just wants to get rid of me and I'm probably going to starve to death on this barren wasteland." But he steeled himself and he thanked his father for his generous gift. He's like, "Thank you for keeping me alive." And
despite your best efforts.
In spite of yourself. And the story says, quote, "His father gave him one last kick for old time's sake and laughed till he split his coat." I mean, he had one last kick for old time's sake. Also, split his coat. I'm just going to assume he leaned back and his buttons popped or something. Who knows?
I was picturing him being doubled over laughing and the back of his coat split. But
yeah, either way, for sure.
For sure.
He needs a new coat.
Hulked out from Kickin Boys.
Kickin Boys laughed too hard. The Janey Roberts story. It took him a long time to walk to the black field, but when he got there, it was even worse than he imagined. The dirt was stony, it was covered in weeds and briars. There were boulders too big for a plow, which was actually good because Yushin didn't have a plow.
Sure.
He was like, "Well, I can't break the plow I don't have." And that's called a silver lining.
So true.
He only had his bare hands. No,
bare
Max.
hands?
Not bare hands. Bears have paws, idiot.
Janey has that written in her notes.
I have a note for Max.
His bare hands.
I literally wrote, "No, Max, not bare hands." In one In one corner of the field was a ramshackle old hut, no bigger than a tool shed, with no furniture and full of holes.
It was full of hose.
The next word I put was
the
home.
classic hoe shack.
I wrote "home sweet home" right after that in my
Oh,
brain.
Sweet hoe.
My brain combined holes and home, and I was trying to course correct, and I said hose. Okay, well, it was full of holes. Yushin sighed and said, quote, "Oh, gods and fairies, you have watched over me till now. Watch over me here, too, that I may not die of starvation or despair." And I wrote, "If dying of despair was an option, 25-year-old me would have wasted away when they decided not to make the last Divergent movie." And I stand by that, okay? I wanted to see Theo James deal with... Can I spoil Divergent? Has it been that long?
No.
Okay, I'm going to beat this out, and if you want to know what I said, too bad.
Why?
Martyrdom? It's real
right.
stupid. And 4 writes the last chapter, and he's like...
Huh. Okay.
Anyway, I wanted to see Theo James have to navigate that stupid plot, and I was mad that they didn't. Also, 4 becomes a dick in that last book, and I really wanted to see him do that, too.
Yeah.
Yushin bent over and he began to pick up stones. He was like really tired from all the walking, but he was like, I might as well just see what I have to work with. He was like trying to like find the soil underneath to see if he could plant something in it. But as he was working, he suddenly heard a distant rumbling. Looking up, he saw a dust cloud coming towards him. He like squinted his eyes and he's like, what is this? And soon the cloud became a large gray shape. It was huge. And then like eventually...
the bull in James and the Giant Peach that traumatized everyone?
Yeah.
The Cloud Bull?
The Cloud Bull. Well, he eventually realized that he was looking at a giant herd of elephants stampeding towards him.
Same.
Yeah. And these...
like that scene in The Lion King that traumatized everyone?
Yeah. And Yushin's dad is going to get thrown into it.
Oh, God.
Woo.
Honestly.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Not just elephants, Max. Flying above the herd was a bunch of magpies, quote, escorting the herd like black and white fish over a school of whales. End quote. I did look up if you could use school with whales, and you can, but I would have used pod.
Yeah.
Apparently they can also be called a clam.
A clam?
I might be making that up.
Maybe a clan?
Oh. Clan sounds better.
A clam is a bivalve. That's an entirely different creature.
A clam of whales.
An owl of whales.
Yeah, probably clan. Okay, even though this would definitely be a one-way ticket to Pancake City in real life.
Oh, IHOP.
Even though you get to go to IHOP in real life.
Even though you get to go to the International House of Pancakes.
Yeah.
But there's no exit.
Yeah, one-way ticket. Yushin felt oddly unafraid. Quote, even his malicious father could not have organized a stampede of elephants to trample him. But like...
that doesn't mean that you won't get trampled.
No, your father sending the elephants isn't the dangerous thing about the situation. No. They weren't sent by anyone. They're just a wild animal group. He stood his ground, and the elephants lumbered straight up to him, and then they ran all around him on all sides. They stationed themselves all around the black field and began to tear up tree stumps and push aside boulders. Their giant feet crumbled the smaller stones to dust, and then they shat everywhere, which was good for fertilizer, bad for morale. That's in the story. The magpies, meanwhile, swooped down and pulled up weeds and thistles and slugs and had a delicious lunch. And they were like, oh, we're helping someone? All right, we'll do it anyway. Once in a while, they would fly back up and they would rest on an elephant's back while it was working.
That's fun. This is kind of like if a mosh pit escaped from a show and just came
and started tilling a field.
Yeah, and just planted a garden in your yard.
No, we are elephants. No, pulling up weeds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yushin cried, oh, thank you, beasts. Thank you so much.
Rude.
And he scrambled to the top of a pile of stones and he surveyed his land. And he was amazed at how quickly they had cleared it. There's like 100 elephants in there, though. It's like, yeah,
you would think it would be quick.
He ran to get the elephant some water, which... how much water could he carry? And he begged them to stop working so hard. He's like, you need a break. No, you have a 1-hour sanctioned lunch, okay? Elephants, unionize. You deserve better. But they wouldn't stop until it was all finished. Then they all lined up in front of Yushin and dropped onto their front knees in a respectful bow, quote, just as if he were someone who mattered. Unquote. Yushin makes me sad.
This is a bummer.
The magpies circled overhead 3 times and flew away. Quote, a black and white banner streaming over an army of marching elephants. That's the last time we're going to see of them. We're going to get no explanation.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, he prayed to the gods and the fairies.
He did. I'm going to start praying to the gods and the fairies.
Do you not do that already?
Send me an elephant. Oh, no, we don't want an elephant. It would break our house.
Yeah.
They were barely gone when Yushin saw more visitors coming his way. 9 men were walking ahead of a rider, a girl with long shining hair that reached almost to her feet. Max, what do you think of very long hair that reaches down to your feet?
Dirty.
Yeah, right?
Hard to maintain.
How do you poop?
Well, that wouldn't be
like somebody normal? Like... I'd be worried. If your hair could go into the toilet, I don't want it in my house. You know?
The hair or the poop?
The hair.
I feel like you could just do it in a top knot. Yeah.
Every time you poop. That's like wearing
How often do you poop?
As much as I want. Okay? It's a free country. People are always telling women not to poop. When the 9 men reached him, they bowed and said, quote, "Your field needs planting, sir, and your crops will need tending. Grant us the honor of working for you." Eugene was floored by this, but he explained to them that he couldn't pay them. He had no place for them to sleep. He didn't even have food. He's like, I haven't even been into that old shed over there, which is like completely filled with hose.
And they're all like, hey.
Eugene, and he's like, not now, hose. He desperately glanced back at his ramshackle old hut. There's no way to say it without an attitude. To show them how destitute he really was. And he was shocked to see that it had somehow been mended. And then he looked over and he saw that thunderclouds were rolling in. And he was like, well, okay, everybody get inside before it starts raining and we'll figure it out. But as he opened the door to his hut, which was no bigger than a tool shed, he stopped short. And the men behind him all like ran into each other one by one. Mm-hmm. And the girl whispered, "One would think by your face, sir, that you saw an elephant in your living room."
There's an elephant in there.
That's his hoe.
All the hoes,
she's wearing a bikini.
The hoes have unionized and they're riding an elephant around his living room.
Okay, but the elephant needs to unionize. This is too much. Eugene shook his head. Not elephants. The issue was that the inside of the hut was huge now. It was big enough for all 11 of them to sit comfortably and dine, and there was also enough room for all of them to lie down and sleep. The inside of the hut had become a mansion, and the table was set for a feast of 11. Let me show you a picture of it.
Okay.
Why did you look so suspicious of this?
Because I'm suspicious of it. If there's 11 people and there's 11 plates set, that's pretty suspicious to me. I don't trust that. I don't like it.
Okay. So you think they should starve?
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
I do think that. And I hope they die.
You're going to love the ending of the story. Just a little illustration.
Oh, cute. It's like a little straw hut.
Yeah.
And it has all these really beautiful little cushions and like a long bench that everyone's sitting down at. And they're just eating rice. It's just rice.
Yeah. You know what I'm seeing on the back of this book?
What?
So this is like a bronze cauldron and there's a bunch of little things floating inside of it. But on the back,
there's a little guy.
A little gingerbread man who's just like drowning.
Or a human being and a little guitar.
These are
and
all
a saxophone?
elements. There is a story here called The Gingerbread Baby. I guess that's the gingerbread baby drowning to death in this cauldron. Anyway, what a fun book.
Wow. They're eating just rice, just white rice.
Yeah, that's what I noticed too. I was like, a feast? Okay. I mean, I love white rice. Don't get me started. I guess that's it. That's the end of it.
Yeah.
Eugene refused to sit at the head of the table. He asked the girl to sit there. And he also didn't serve himself until every one of his visitors had filled their bowls. He didn't talk about himself or even the elephants and the magpies. Like something crazy just happened to him, but he's like, I'm not going to bore them with my boring story. Instead, he asked them questions about their journey and about what books they had read lately. Weirdly enough, they were all currently in the middle of the 4th ACOTAR book.
Whoa.
Yeah, and one of the brothers thinks Nesta's a bitch. So.
Fuck that guy.
Honestly, fuck that guy. You're so right, Max.
I haven't read those books.
Anyway, I'm sure that conversation took up most of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. They also talked about farming. Not as interesting.
No. Well, I guess it can be if you're into that.
More interesting than Nesta finding herself after the traumatizing thing of being thrown into the cauldron. That actually does happen to Nesta.
Oh. Well.
It's not this cauldron, but it might as well be. The cauldron is their god. Their god is a cauldron. The book is weird.
I think if you're really into agriculture, then farming might be more interesting than that.
Raise your hand. Yo. But he barely said 2 words to the girl. She was beautiful, and he thought she was completely out of his league. And every time he looked at her, the only thing he could think to say was, I love you! And he decided, like, I'm going to hold that to myself.
Yeah.
Like, play it cool, Eugene. They told him that they wanted to stay and work as farmhands. And he was like, listen, I'll gladly keep you. Like, I could use the help for sure, but you're not staying on as farmhands. You'll stay on as friends. And he said, quote, for you can't possibly be of lower rank in the world than I am. And then he laughed, and then they all laughed, and then they all laughed a little too long. It was awkward. Every day they worked out in the black field. None harder than
Lifting.
Lifting.
Lifting. Pumping iron. Squats. Arnold's.
Burpees.
burpees.
For burpees.
Burpees.
After 1 year,
Crumps.
they're all crumping for sure. The one thing we do know is that they're all crumping. Nobody worked out harder than Yushin. He was buff as shit. After 1 year, they had made so much progress that the whole province was talking about it. Quote, not just of its record harvests, but of the oddly happy little community that farmed it. End quote.
And they're all buff.
They're hot. So just like a quick aside, I have been watching this Instagram series where a guy bought like a 5,000 euro house in the Balkans. Have you seen this?
Mm-mm.
I think it's the Balkans. And he was like, I bought this house in the middle of nowhere. And it's just like this like narrow, tall house. It's just, it's inland, but like it's so overgrown. It's basically unlivable. And he went there knowing nobody. But the best part of the series is that every time he has a new video up, another random neighbor that he's never met will like make their way up into the forest and like be like, hey, I'm here. And he's like, oh, hi, who are you? And they just like have jackhammers or like they just have like big cranes or excavators or they're like, I know a guy here. And they just get every single video, more and more of his community just shows up. And he's like, I don't know these people. They
That's
just
so
showed
nice.
up. Yeah. And like so much of the house is getting done. But I'm like, damn, this guy. And like everyone's like, so this is all just free labor. And he's like, literally, they just keep coming because apparently that's how they are in the Balkans. They're so nice. Yeah.
Incredible.
It's very sweet. I love a good village, you know?
Yeah.
We don't really have that in the US. That's not really a thing. I think in some communities we have little like stories like this, but for the most part, we're very like singular. You know, it took me how many years to talk to our next door neighbor? He's Filipino. Yep. Win for me. Anyway.
Win for Janey, the Filipino counter.
We like to know where we are, okay? Eventually, the stories reached back to Yushin's father, and he was pissed. He was like, my son's doing this to spite me. It's just making me look bad, and he's doing it on purpose. He's always been terrible. But the stories also made it back to the emperor, far away in the imperial city. He sent for Yushin a summons no man could refuse. Yushin didn't know why he was being summoned, and he was terrified about it. He's like, oh no, am I in trouble? Did I do something bad? Were those your elephants? Sorry. But he was...
I tried to pay them.
They didn't want any water. But he was glad when his 10 friends were like, we'll go with you and keep you company on the journey so you don't have to go by yourself. They walked for 12 days until they saw the white spires of the imperial city. And Yushin started just trembling from head to foot. He was just so afraid of what he was gonna meet with.
Mm-hmm.
He said, quote, oh gods and fairies, my dear teacher told me always to have courage. Lend me some now, for mine is almost used up. The girl put her hand gently on his sleeve and was like, listen, you're fine. You didn't do anything wrong, so you have no reason to be afraid unless you've been doing weird things behind her back. No? Okay, then you're probably fine. She's like, don't worry about it. The emperor's gonna love you. And Yushin kind of looked at her and was like, she seems like she knows something that I don't. Like, why are you so certain that the emperor's not mad at me? But he was like, thank you. I'll hold on to that courage. The court usher bellowed, Yushin, bow low before the emperor of China. And then he looked back and his nose was already touching the floor. And he's like, oh, good job.
You were ready. All right.
Oh, usually I have to tell people to do that. Come in a little further, Yushin.
I just do you want to get up a little bit? It's kind of weird.
You just hear the squeak of his nose across the floor. He makes his way closer. High on the dragon throne, the emperor sat, clothed in gold. He clapped his hands and he announced, quote, Did I say that correctly?
It's to me it sounded like you said he clapped his hands.
He clapped his hands.
He was also a horse. No.
He said, hey. Quote.
And immediately they brought out hay.
And
they said, hello.
They said, dost thou want more hay? And he says, nay. Quote, the eyes and ears of the emperor are everywhere. For many years now, my spies have brought strange news from the borders of my empire, of a boy who was meek and obedient to his parents, uncomplaining and brave, who was born wise but had the greater wisdom to listen to others. End quote. He explained that he was curious, so he sent his 9 sons and only daughter to see if the stories were true. And they told their father that this boy was not only wise, but he was also generous and kind, and that he treated all people as equals and friends. The emperor explained that he was old now. He's like, I'm an old horse. Not gonna make it much longer.
They're gonna have to put me out to pasture
Off to
soon.
the glue factory with me. Not really. That's crazy.
I'm the emperor.
I'm the emperor. But he was like, my strength is failing. I'm about to step down from the dragon throne. He was so impressed with Yu Xin that he was choosing him to take over in place of all his sons.
All 9 of his sons?
It's a little rude.
If I was one of his 9 sons, I would be less than thrilled about that.
Yeah, I'd be like, actually, he's a dick. I didn't realize that we were saying nice things for him to take my job. He also told him that his daughter had a crush on him.
Dad!
And that he wanted the two of them to get married. Quote, then if you rule China as you have farmed the Black Field, China will flourish as never before.
Kind of a bleak view of China.
I haven't done a very good job.
Hey, if you can restore this barren, worthless earth, perhaps you can restore my country.
No comparison there, for sure. The story says, history does not record what Yu Xin's father said when he heard the news.
Good.
There are stories about how great Yu Xin's rule was, but they barely mention that he had been born poor. Like, there's not a lot about his, upbringing. And the story ends with, quote, history does not mention either what became of Yu Xin's father, but those elephants must have dumped their trunkfuls of tree stumps somewhere, then settled down. Those magpies must have dropped their beaks full of weeds and thistles somewhere, then roosted. The end. So...
Crushed to death with stumps?
Maybe crushed to death with stumps. Huh. Yeah, it ends kind of abruptly. So... this story is about an actual figure in China. There's a lot of I don't think he was a real guy. I don't think he was an actual historical figure, but he is written into Chinese history. I think this is about Yu the Great. He was a legendary king in ancient China. He was credited with the first successful state efforts at flood control. There's a legend called Yu the Great controls the water, where he helps stop floods.
Hey. You're the great, too.
Huh?
You're the great, too.
You're the great. He also was credited for establishing the Xia dynasty, and he's said to have an upright moral character. Confucius talked about him a lot. So, where we're getting most of the stories about Yu the Great was Confucius.
No, you the great.
You the great.
No, you the great.
Confucius talking about him makes a lot of sense. If you guys have ever studied Confucius at all, that's his whole shit. It's just filial piety. That was his number one teaching. It was just you need to respect your parents. Children take care of their parents. Children owe their parents everything. And Yu Xin, the story is all about that, right? It's all about how pious he is. Also,
is it, though?
What?
I mean, he doesn't come back and take care of his parents.
He doesn't, but it's the idea of taking what you're given and doing it without complaining. And that's a really good point. But no.
It seems like they're being and you listen to people wiser than you, but there hasn't been anyone wiser than him, and he hasn't gotten any advice.
He talks about his teacher a bit, about
but not his dad or any
That's true. He talks about his teacher a lot. He takes their advice, and also the idea of treating everyone as if they're equals. That was a big Confucius thing. Treating the animals and serving others. This is all very Confucian. So I think that this story is just a moral tale. This book was written by Geraldine McCaughrean in 1997. She makes the unforgivable mistake of not including sources. She also doesn't even have an introduction in this book. In the description of the book, they say that, quote, as they did in their previous collections of myth and legends, and then they list a bunch of books. Geraldine McCaughrean and B. Willie have drawn on the background culture of each story to create beautiful, retold, and exquisitely illustrated stories that will delight and enrich everyone who reads them. So when I looked her up, she has a bunch of books. This is her whole shit, is that she retells fairy tales and from different cultures. And I am wondering if she does introductions for her other books, and it's just I have so many, I don't have to introduce each one, which I'm hey, Geraldine, yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Because they're not in order. I'm not going to read the other ones in succession. So yeah. You have to include an introduction explaining why you did this book and where you got the stories from. And then you also have to source your stories. That's how to do this ethically.
Yeah. The second one is most important, I think.
It is.
Just even if you don't, an introduction is helpful for people to understand the purpose and your kind of bias, not as a negative, but what you are focusing on going into this retelling.
Yeah.
It's helpful for that. But not including your sources just means that you are leaving people without any kind of recourse to research the original histories or where they came from, or to compare your retelling to the original, which means that you've lost a lot of the contextual like weight of what you're doing in retelling it.
Yeah.
Because there's no way to say, for people to say, this is what the retelling says versus this is what the original telling says.
Yeah.
So what's
exactly.
the point of retelling it?
Yeah, you don't need a retelling if you're just making shit up. And there's no way to say it. They have a couple stories in here that we would recognize. There's one called I Love You, Prime Minister, and that one's French. Kiss, kiss. Oh, they have the story. They have Faust in here. There's a story called Dr. Faust, and it's like a very shortened children's version of Faust looking at the clock. And I'm like, what?
That's crazy.
That's an insane thing to add. They also have Cupid and Psyche. Yeah, they just have a bunch of things in here. This is a strange book.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, so the illustrations are nice. There's a lot in this book to be wanting, but it was made in 1997, so I don't know how much,
Yeah.
I don't know. We do better when we know better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the story.
That's a good story.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
I was a little bit sad that we never understood the elephants, because it turns out the emperor sent all of his children.
Yeah, but the elephants were just like, oh, this poor kid's been kicked so much.
Hey, we've been hearing those kicks all the way over there. Yeah.
Damn.
I do like that they all went back and apparently kicked the dad to death. That's how I'm seeing the ending.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah. Do you want to take a little break?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Okay, Janey.
Okay, Max.
The story that I have for you today is called Crooked Foot the Dwarf.
Aw.
It's Crooked Foot.
Crooked Foot.
It's from a little book of Latin American folktales edited by Carmen Diana Dearden, translated by Susanna Wald and Beatrice Zeller. This is a teeny tiny little collection of folktales from Latin American authors. What I think is cool about this, though, is that these are not necessarily Latin American folktales. Mm-hmm. They're Criollo stories, which comes from the same root as Creole.
Yeah.
These are European stories that were brought over to Latin America and were then Latin Americanized.
This is the most beautiful little book. It's teeny tiny.
Yeah, it's just like a little like hand-sized book.
Yeah, this is gorgeous. It has like watercolor illustrations that are very moody.
Yeah. The intro for this explains that it's a collection of work by a bunch of Latin American authors over the course of history, mm-hmm. and their Latin Americanizations of traditionally European folktales. Mm-hmm. And it talks about like the celebration of this idea of people coming into a new culture, or not so much people coming into a new culture, but a culture that has been influenced by other cultures, mm-hmm. taking on those stories and making them their own, especially when they are the culture that's being sort of subjugated by like Spanish cultures and English cultures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's a celebration of Criollo culture and the like taking those stories and making them their own. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I have a couple more notes for later, but I'm just going to get started.
Okay.
Once there was a forest, and in the forest there was a clearing, and in that clearing lived just a bunch of dwarves.
Okay.
The clearing was surrounded by mountains, so they were never disturbed by anyone because no one could ever see them. The mountains and the forest prevented them from being seen from the outside, so nobody knew that there was this little dwarf like village in the middle mm-hmm. of the woods in the middle of the mountains.
We might not have to preface this, but just so you know, the word dwarf is referring to the magical creature.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we don't have to do that for our audience, but like,
yeah,
just as an aside.
Yes. However, at a certain point, a giant comes along, and he's tall enough to see over the mountains and over the trees. And so mm-hmm. he sees this happy little dwarf village, and he decides that he has to make that his problem.
This is exactly what happens in the movies Trolls. When the Bergen find the trolls, and they want to eat them for their magical psychedelic powers. Yeah, they eat them to make them feel happy. Because they're little drugs.
No, you made me watch that with you. Well, we were...
I'm gonna bleep that part, but do you want to watch it again?
No. I didn't like it.
What? It was good! You're lying.
It was good and I didn't like it. I don't ever want to watch it again.
Okay, but like, it's my birthday, so...
No, it's not. It's August.
I'm the Scissor Queen. I say we watch it.
God damn it. So the giant decides that these dwarves existing peacefully in the forest are unacceptable.
Yeah.
So he goes into this dwarf community and he stomps all over all the houses and he eats all the food and he scares off all the dwarves and all the dwarves run into the forest and hide. And then he runs around and he pulls up a bunch of trees from their roots and builds them into a big house right on top of all of the like crushed remainders of this little village. And he goes and he finds all of the dwarves like food stores and is like, well, I guess I just never have to hunt or do any agriculture ever and I can just live here forever. And so he just eats all of their food and moves in.
Rude.
Pretty rude. I didn't think about this until I was introducing the story, but I do think that this is related to the sort of source ethos of this being Criollo culture. Mm-hmm. The giant's a colonizer.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
Just to be really clear about that. So all of the dwarves are scattered into the forest and the giant takes over their little community and all of their resources. Mm-hmm. Kind of feeling silly for not noticing this before, actually.
It's a little on the nose.
Eventually there's one dwarf in the forest who's like, this isn't fair, like that's our home. And he goes and he tries to stand up to the giant and he like knocks on the giant's door and the giant comes out and is like, what? And the dwarf is like, give us back our house. And the giant goes, ah! And like wiggles his fingers at him and the dwarf screams and shits its pants and runs away.
Oh no.
So the dwarves don't try that again because it was embarrassing for that one dwarf.
I mean, yeah, he shit his pants.
Yeah, he shit his pants.
Fucking be cool, man.
Well, but let's not blame him. I'd be pretty terrified if you're just a little guy and then a big old guy goes, bah! Could be pretty scary.
The elephants shat their pants and it was useful. I guess they weren't wearing pants.
Yeah, the pants are the issue.
If he had gone up there, dick a hanging. Willie a swinging.
Next time you gotta go in there swanging. You know what I mean?
Go in there swanging. Like, you're the one with the upper hand, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the lower leg.
Ew, Max.
Eventually, after some time of the dwarves trying to create a little society for themselves in the forest, living off of whatever scraps the giant leaves behind for them, and lurking around in fear of the giant seeing them and attacking them, a foreign dwarf comes through town.
The foreign dwarf. The foreign dwarf sounds like...
The foreign dwarf.
The 4-inch dwarf. The foreign dwarf sounds like...
That sounds like...
the name of a pub.
Yes, it does. Also, the 4-inch dwarf sounds like... swangin'. I'm a child. A foreign dwarf is traveling through the area and he arrives at this dwarf village that he sees has been trampled and replaced with a giant, ugly giant house. Mm-hmm. The house is giant and a giant lives in it.
Yeah.
Two different giants.
And both the things are ugly.
Yeah. And he finds the dwarves and he's like, hey guys, someone moved into your village and destroyed it. And they're like, yeah, we know. Mm. And he's like, well, have you thought about doing something about it? And they're like,
we already tried shitting our pants. It didn't work for Johnny.
Old Johnny Shit Pants. We all call him that now.
We call him Old Johnny Shit Pants, and he's young. You want that to happen to you?
Well, he's the oldest person in the village who's shit his pants. So
I mean, that we know of.
That we know of.
Usually that's a private affair.
One would hope. Mm-hmm. And they're like, no, we hadn't thought actually about taking our homes back. We're just living in the forest and surviving off of scraps and starving to death for fun. And he's like, okay, well, I'm just saying, like, there are a lot of you guys and only one of him. So,
yeah.
And they're like, okay, but we tried that already.
No, you didn't.
And he's really scary and we don't want to die. So we're just going to make the best of what we have. And he's like, okay, well, you guys are cowards.
Yeah.
I bet I can go in there and defeat him all by myself. And they're like, all right. Good luck with that. And he's like, all right, I guess I'll do it. Crooked Foot is a dwarf, which is to say that he is the same size as other dwarves.
Yeah.
Smaller than a person. He has an average build. He's not fat. He's not muscular. He's not skinny. He's just kind of like a regular guy.
Yeah.
The dwarves have talked to him and he doesn't seem especially wise or like strategic. He just seems like a regular guy. So imagine if someone came in and destroyed your village and you were like stuck in the forest outside of the remains of your village, just scrabbling for any remnants of society that you can pull together. And then just some guy comes in and is like, wow, have you guys tried?
Honestly, that's what it's like talking to most
Men.
average men.
Yes. Yeah. It's like, you can just get a job. It's like,
Okay.
you don't understand anything.
You literally haven't been here.
So Crooked-Foot is just like a regular guy. And he's like, I bet I can handle him all by myself. And they're like, all right. Good fucking luck. Fucking prove it. And he's like, all right, I will prove it. So the next morning, Crooked-Foot goes to the giant's house. Crooked-Foot gets up very early to get there while the giant is still sleeping. He knocks on the giant's door. He hears the giant wake up inside and come to the door and yawn and put on his little house slippers and his robe and then open the door. And Crooked-Foot is standing outside of the door and the giant looks down at him and is like, get out of here. Crooked-Foot is like, no, you get out of here.
Oh.
And the giant's like, well, what if I wiggles his fingers at him? And Crooked-Foot just stands there and is like, what if you do that? And the giant's like, oh shit, this guy's tough stuff.
Yeah, mean business.
Him mean business. So the giant is like, well, hang on a second. And he goes back inside and he gets a white quartz stone, the size of the giant's hand.
Yeah.
Big.
Yeah.
Comes back out to the door and he's like, watch this. This is what I could do to you. And then he throws the quartz rock at the ground really hard. So hard that when it hits the ground, it shatters into dust. And he's like, so how about now?
And then the little Crooked-Foot the dwarf gets like impaled with all the shrapnel.
Crooked-Foot looks at this and he laughs and he laughs. And the giant kind of gets a little red in the face and he's like, well, watch this. And he goes back inside again and he gets a big black rock.
Yeah.
And he's like, watch this. And then he squeezes the rock and he squeezes and squeezes this like obsidian stone until like juice comes out. And he's like, that's stone juice. That's how strong I am. Hang on. Let me.
What does stone juice taste like?
Probably like mineral oil.
Ew.
No. That's stone juice. Get out of here if you don't want your juices squeezed. That's a quote.
Oh, I'm going to squeeze your 4-inch dwarf.
Hey.
Hey. You don't want that, do you?
Unless you do. Maybe.
Tell me now. Do you consent?
Do you? What's going on here? Am I getting a vibe?
Do you feel it too?
You trying to get your juices squeezed, bro?
Are you trying to get your juice squeezed? Don't tell me you came over here trying to get your juice squeezed.
And Crooked-Foot says, well, I'm not impressed because I can do that too. And he starts to walk away.
He just starts to furiously masturbate.
Oh, God.
I would move.
Yeah. Crooked-Foot goes back to the rest of the dwarves who are hiding in the woods and watching. And he's like, go and get me yucca starch, which is...
Yeah, the yucca root.
Yeah, yucca root starch, which is just like, it's like kind of like corn starch, basically, effectively. Yeah. Except it comes from yucca instead of corn. He tells them to go get him yucca starch and also hay that has been, or straw that has been tarred. So like a natural like resinous tar applied to straw that would usually be used for like roofing or something like that. And the dwarves go and get him the starch and the tarred straw. And Crooked-Foot goes over to the river. He puts the yucca starch in one pocket and he goes to the river and he puts the tarred straw in the river and gets it wet and then sticks it into his other pocket. He goes back to the giant's house and he picks up a giant quartz stone, like the biggest that he can lift. And he's like, watch this. And he throws it at the ground, but he does like a little like switcheroo partway. Yeah. Where he tucks it into his pocket and he throws the cornstarch on the ground. So there's just like powder. And the giant's like, whoa.
A magic trick.
Holy shit.
Oh my God. A mediocre white man showing up and doing a magic trick. Very on brand.
And the giant's like, holy shit, I didn't think you would be able to do that. And Crooked Foot's like, yeah, well, you know what else I can do? And he picks up a big black stone and he starts to squeeze it. And then at the last second, he swaps it out with the tarred straw and squeezes that. And the water is all squeezed out of the straw. And so it looks like the stone is dripping. And he's like, so I guess maybe you're not as strong as you thought you were.
Woohoo!
And the giant watches all of this. He looks at the drips on the ground underneath of the tarred straw, which he thinks is a rock. And he looks at Crooked Foot and he looks at the powder and he looks at Crooked Foot and he says, I want to be your friend.
Oh,
I like strong men and I want to invite you to have breakfast with me.
oh, okay.
He's trying to get his juice squeezed.
He wants to get his juice squeezed. I don't blame him.
Honestly, I want to be your friend. I like strong men and I want to invite you to have breakfast with me. Hell of a line.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Could work.
Put that in your Tinder profiles. See if it works.
See if it works. Tell people you're going to squeeze their juice. See if that works.
No. Awful.
Crooked Foot is like, yeah, all right. I'll be your friend. And the giant's like, great, come in and have breakfast with me. Crooked Foot agrees, and they go into the giant's house. The giant explains that he doesn't have servants.
Oh, okay.
But as he tells Crooked Foot, because we're buddies, you'll help me set the table.
Okay. All right.
Because we're buddies, and I invite you over for breakfast, so you're going to help me out.
Oh, okay.
So the giant goes down to the cellar to go get a barrel of milk to go with their breakfast, because he's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Milk belongs in breakfast.
And he tells Crooked Foot to go into the kitchen where he has some cornmeal rolls that he has prepared. They're piping hot, sitting on the stove, and he's like, you go get those from the kitchen, set them up on the table.
Some cornbread.
And we'll have some cornbread and milk for breakfast.
Sounds like a good breakfast to me.
Well, the giant goes down into the cellar, and Crooked Foot goes into the kitchen to grab the cornmeal rolls. He very quickly realizes that he may have miscalculated this interaction because this is a giant's house, and so the stove is giant height, and he is very small.
Yeah.
So he has to go find like a ladder and bring it over to the stove just so he can get to the top of the stove. And he gets there and he finally sees these cornmeal rolls, and they're huge. They're bigger than he is. And so he's like, God damn it. And the giant's going to be back any minute. So he takes the cornmeal rolls, he takes one of them and he rolls it off of the stove. And then he shimmies down the little ladder and he rolls it all the way into the other room.
Ew, on the floor.
And up onto the kitchen table. And he's like, pretty good. Pretty good job, Crooked Foot.
Yeah.
Well done.
Did it.
And then he scurries back over to the stove. He gets another one of the rolls. And he like scurries down and then he like pulls the roll. And the roll lands on top of him and squishes him. And the roll is, yeah. And he dies.
Well, I mean, that's what's implied when you say it squishes him. He got squished.
It lands on top of him and it pins him to the ground because it is bigger than he is. It is also fresh out of the oven, so it is burning the shit out of him.
Oh, God.
And just at this moment, when he's struggling underneath of the roll and realizes that he is not going to be able to get out on his own. At this moment, the giant comes up from the cellar and he's like, Crooked Foot, you silly goose. What are you doing? And Crooked Foot like yawns and stretches underneath of the roll. And he's like, oh, I was just feeling a little stiff, you know. I got a little bit of the rheumatism, which is like arthritis. And he's like, so, and you know what they say, like
Heat.
Cornmeal roll is the best medicine.
Cornmeal roll on top of you a day.
Keeps the rheumatism at bay.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Hey, hey.
Nay. And the giant's like, okay, but that's our breakfast, so please stop using it as a hot pack.
Yeah.
And the giant lifts the roll off of Crooked Foot, who very casually gets up and is like, all right, if you insist. And they go off to the breakfast table. They both sit at the breakfast table. They eat their breakfast. And they're having a lovely time. Just the two of them. The breakfast table, the cornmeal rolls, the milk, the sun shining in through the cottage window.
Yeah.
You know. They get towards the end of breakfast when suddenly the giant realizes that he has to sneeze.
Uh-oh.
And he tries really, really, really hard to hold it in because he doesn't want to be rude. But at a certain point, he just can't. And the giant sneezes And the giant sneezes so hard that all of the plates fly off of the breakfast table. The chairs are turned over. The table itself is turned over. Crooked obviously, himself, is flung into the air. Everything goes everywhere. And when the dust settles, the giant's like, Crooked buddy, where'd you go? And he looks up and he sees Crooked is hanging from one hand from one of the ceiling rafters and looking down at the giant with dismay. The giant asks, what are you doing up there, Crooked And Crooked thinking quickly, says, you have no manners, you big, ugly giant. How dare you sneeze at the table? I'm going to tear this beam out and break it over your head.
Oh, shit.
So the giant says, no, don't do that. I'm your friend. But I'm your friend. This is a quote. He says, don't do that. I'm your friend. And then Crooked says, quote, friend, I can't be friends with such an ill-behaved giant. The giant sees Crooked ostensibly about to yank this rafter out of the ceiling and beat him over the head with it. And he remembers about how strong Crooked is, that he was able to squeeze the stone and break the quartz and everything. Easy peasy. And he decides that he does not want that smoke. And he says to himself, wow, this darned dwarf could kill me any minute. So he very quickly turns tail, runs away. He does not come back, and the dwarves retake their home. And that's the end of the story. But there is one line at the end. It's like they did whatever, and we are still have nothing to eat, or like a lot of ones that they do like that. This one, though, I haven't heard before, and I researched it to see if I could understand what it was, and I still don't. It's, as for Crooked he went out and got himself a boot. Which you would think is like maybe because of his crooked foot, but it's never actually mentioned that he has a crooked foot. It's just that his name is Crooked.
Yeah. Also, foot and boot don't rhyme.
No, they don't. They don't. This is a work in translation. Yeah. But
Yeah, that's a weird one. It must be that he goes and gets proper footwear to correct his crooked foot.
But also, it doesn't say anything about him having a crooked foot at any point.
I mean, you would assume that they wouldn't just name a baby Crooked Foot for no reason.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he just, like, stands with his hip cocked or something. But my interpretation, I've decided, is that it's like, and then he found $5.
Or he has a foot-long penis, but it, like, veers to the left a little.
No.
Crooked
no, it's
foot.
Not that.
It's a crooked foot.
No, it's not that.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure that it's not that. So there is one little illustration for this story.
Oh, what a cute little book. I just love this.
Yeah, this illustration is by Heinz Rose. And it's that.
It's so colorful. It's a little pen and ink illustration. Yeah, a bunch of little guys hanging around a fire, looking like they're having a fun time. Some animals. If I had to tag myself.
If I
had to.
Gun to your head.
I'd be this old lady with her haunting eyes.
Googly glasses.
Yeah.
Well, I would be Big Rat.
Big Rat. Yeah, Max would be Big Rat.
I would be Big Rat.
Yeah, pretty good.
Pretty good.
Adorable.
Yeah, a cute little story. So that story specifically is by a Latin American author, Rafael Olivares Figueroa, who was born in Caracas in 1893, died in 1972. He was a poet, essayist, compiler, and scholar of folklore. There's a little bio about him in this book, which I literally just typed up in here. So I'm just going to read that to you. For many years, he lived in Spain and was a founding member of the Frente Literario de Madrid. He returned to Venezuela in the 1930s, became part of the avant-garde movement, and, with other noted scholars, organized the National Folklore Institute.
Cool.
In Venezuela, yeah. He collaborated on many periodicals and magazines in Venezuela and Spanish America. As a folklore expert, he developed a body of work of enormous value, both in the reclaiming of materials and in their analysis. I looked this man up. He does not even have a Wikipedia article.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And that sucks.
That does suck.
There is, like, a reference to him specifically in, like, the Wikipedia in Spanish in Venezuela. I don't know whether Venezuela is Spanish or Portuguese. I assume it's Spanish.
I think it's Spanish. I think that it is.
Yeah. But in Spanish language Wikipedia, but there's no, like, English translation equivalent, which sucks because it sounds like this guy was really cool. I couldn't find any information about him online.
Yeah.
He is, like, a very, apparently, for being a noted figure, is very obscure as far as the research I was able to do. And that sucks. And I think that he should be better known because this is a really cool story and I like the way that he wrote it.
So, but you said he has a Spanish Wikipedia page, just not an English one?
He has a Spanish language Wikipedia page.
So maybe
that is also, that one even is like a stub.
Yeah. Well, maybe to our Spanish language listeners, if you want to make your own Wikipedia page, you could translate his and put it over on an English one.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But this story is a Criollo variant of The Brave Little Tailor, which you told in episode 108.
Look at you.
Yes, I looked it up before we recorded for once. There's a note within Little Book of Latin American Folktales that this story, Crooked Foot the Dwarf, is also called, the same story is known in Venezuela with the folkloric figure attached to it, Pedro Ramales, who is basically like Jack.
Yeah.
He's the Jack of Venezuela. He is a trickster figure who's kind of like a clever young man who is usually like rural in origin, but has like an unusual and like canniness to him. And so he's able to defeat things that should be outside of his realm of control.
Yeah.
So Pedro Ramales is, there are a couple of different versions of the name, but Pedro Ramales is the Venezuelan version of the name, but all of them are Pedro something, usually like a local, like colloquial equivalent of Ramales. But I thought that was really cool. He's like the Jack figure that recurs through a bunch of different fairy tales and who is like always this kind of tricky, like outsmarts the bad guy kind of figure, which I thought was really cool. So when this story is not called Crooked Foot the Dwarf, it is a Pedro Ramales story.
Yeah. Which sounds like it would have as much weight since Crooked Foot doesn't ever come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my one complaint about, like, I'm not saying that he should have a crooked foot. I'm just saying, like,
they make a mention of it at the very end. That's weird.
Maybe even. Yeah. Anyways.
Or maybe from being flung around by the giant sneeze, that's how he got his crooked foot.
It could be.
And that's why he had to go get a boot after. Like, he had to go to the doctor and get a little boot on his
maybe
foot.
He broke his foot.
Yeah.
Damn.
Could have been. Max, fantastic.
Thank you.
What a fun episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good little guys.
Good little guys. Guys, you are good little guys too. And we want you to come and hang out with us on our Discord by joining the Patreon. All of those links are in our bios. I'm going to put pictures of these books up on our social media, so go check out those links as well. Email us at sortofthestory@gmail.com if you want to send us any pictures of your cats or dogs or frogs. I don't know.
Or self.
Got pets? Send it to us.
Yeah.
See it.
Flowers, rocks, anything.
Got a thought? Send it to us. Send it our way. We love reading your thoughts. Also, leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, please. I want something that's like more recent than January. That's insane to me.
It does kind of make it seem like we died.
It seems like we died. Anyway, that's my mission for you. Give us a 5-star review. If it's a funny one, I'll put it on our Instagram stories.
Ooh.
So, and join our mythical third tier to be our girlfriend. And that's open to any and all genders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Girlfriend's a state of mind for us. And that's about it. Guys, have a wonderful next 2 weeks, and we will see you soon with 2 more stories. Goodbye.
Bye. What's your favorite fruit besides lemon?
I like mangoes. I like strawberries.
I think we have mangoes, by the way.
Yeah, I don't like mangoes all the time. What I love about you is you are the person, you're just like all of my aunts. You really, in the complimentary way of, you're the type of person that's like, if you like something, I will get that for you forever. You're like an Asian dad. Like, it's like the best.
Yeah.
But I only like certain things. Like, I love certain things, but in extreme moderation.
It's mango season, and I keep getting them in the farm bag deliveries.
Just keep rotting. Because you don't like mangoes.
I don't.
I love that you keep getting me mangoes, but also every time I'm like, I'm just not in the mood for a
I'm
mango.
not like going out of my way to get mangoes. It's just like I can have a certain number of things, and one of the things that it automatically is mangoes, so I'm just not changing it because I'm like, maybe Janey wants mangoes.
Janey might want mangoes. Well, it's very nice. Max also did the same thing. I went through a skull phase, and our house was like a fucking metal den.
Yeah, it looked like
awesome.
It looked like the catacombs under Paris.
It really did. And then probably the same when I went through my mermaid phase. I will say that everyone else really supported my mermaid phase. a bunch of my older coworkers kept giving me mermaid shit and like sending me mermaid gifts and like doing all this stuff. And I'm just like, thank you.
Yeah.
They loved the mermaid phase.
Yeah. Well, because when we first started being friends, skulls were like one of your things. Like we were in college and your things were like serial killers and skulls.
Yeah.
And
honestly, nothing much has changed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like you have a more nuanced take on serial killers now that, like, you know, I think you've learned more, and that's not like your main thing. It's just something that you know.
Yeah.
And also skulls, which prior to meeting you, I was like, who gives a fuck about skulls? And then I was like, Janey likes them, and now I like them. And so every time I saw a skull, I'd be like, oh, Janey's so cool, and she would love this.
Yeah, I love it. That's your whole person. I don't know. Gift giving, I think, is your love language.
It's one of them.
Yeah, for sure. Gift giving, acts of service. That's Max.
Those
are also the things that stress her out the most if you're also that type of person.
Ooh, I might have to bring that up with my therapist. You're very right.
The thing that she loves doing the most is the thing she hates having done to her.
Yes. I love giving people a gift that is so good that they're like, what the fuck? How did you do this?
Yeah.
However, if someone gives me a gift like that, it stands a very real risk of ruining my relationship with that person. Where I'm like, wow, thank you. I have to spend the rest of our friendship
one-upping you. Doing better than you.
Not trying to do better, but just like trying to repay you for this great act of kindness that you've shown me and seeing me and who I am and that you love me. I'm going to spend the rest of my life striving to be worthy of that, and it's going to stress me out so bad.
And meanwhile, the person's like, hey, it was like some popcorn. You're gonna have to chill out.
Yes.
That popcorn actually caused no effort on my part.
Still one of the best birthday presents I've ever gotten is one of my exes. My favorite food in the entire world is kettle corn.
It's true.
And one of my exes for my birthday got me a 5-foot tall bag of kettle corn.
Oh my God, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just used it as a body pillow for like a week. It was great. I was just in bed playing Skyrim, drinking red wine, and snuggling with my giant bag of kettle corn. It was honestly
pretty good.
If you're ever wondering what's Max doing in her head, it's that.
That's a good era. That's a very Max era.
Yeah.
Yeah.